I started the programme this morning with Alec talking about this concept of sugar dating. I'd never heard of it. Effectively, let me just spell it out for you, okay? It's where an older man or woman, right? You know, it's 21st century, spends a large amount of money on a much younger person in exchange for their companionship. It's a lot more common than you think. Two of the most popular sugar dating sites have been speaking to one of our sister stations at BBC Radio, and they're seeing a rise in registrations. Hundreds of thousands of British students, okay, are now signing up as a way of earning money to pay for their fees. Alice is one of those. She's in her 20s, and she says that she's received around £50,000 from her sugar daddy.
I wasn't looking for anything in particular, but I wanted to find someone that could show me different aspects of life. So once I joined, I was going out to nice restaurants and travelling and going to seminars, which were quite interesting. It opened new doors career-wise for me and everything. It's just like any normal relationship now, just that I've got really good benefits. You know, if I need help and financial assistance, then he's completely 100% there for me.
I've got to say, I'm very uncomfortable with that, especially when she rephrases it as it's just like a normal relationship, right? My daughter's 14 on Thursday. The idea that one day, and I do hope she goes to university, she's academic, it's something she's expressed a preference for, that she would take on a sugar daddy in order to pay for her debts makes me feel very uncomfortable. The relationship sometimes involves sex. Not always. Many sugar daddies and indeed sugar mummies say they simply prefer the company of younger people and they're just looking for someone to take out on dates so they can frankly show off to friends and colleagues. Robert is one such sugar daddy. He's in his 50s and he says he spent hundreds of thousands of pounds showering gifts on the girls he's met online.
I think there's three sort of overall types of girls who go into sugar dating. The first just want overall glamorous lifestyle benefits and improvement. They're very much the material girl. Then you've got a whole generation of new young female students who recognise the challenges of existing on a university budget. And thirdly, I think now more than ever is I've met a lot of young women who have an entrepreneurial spirit. They've seen a lot of that kind of Instagram lifestyle with younger people starting their own businesses.
Nothing more than a form of prostitution, isn't it? Really? Dr. Sasha Rakoff is from Not Buying It. They're a campaign set up to try and stop sexual exploitation. Sasha, good morning to you.
Hello.
I suppose the modern outlook is that the women, and it's largely women who are doing this, are at least making a choice, and they're the ones who can choose, you know, who it is they choose as their sugar daddy. So that's what makes it okay.
Well, are they? I mean, you might think that's the choice you're making, but if you're talking about a pool of quite entitled, rich, older men, and if we've learned anything with Harvey Weinstein, it's like the choice is in their hands, not the hands of the women. So I think you're putting yourself at real risk. Yeah. These men think they bought you, whether or not it's supposed to be sex involved. I think very often there is. So they think they bought you. They're showering money on you. They think they have absolute rights over you. So whether you're assaulted or not, which has happened, I've heard of cases of it, or even it's simply a process of guilt tripping and coercion until you eventually think, well, I need to sleep with him because he spent all this money on me. See, it's a very unhealthy, unequal relationship all round.
I'd never heard of this concept till this morning. I had a look on one of these sugar baby websites, and you know they say in the blurb, we're a dating service. We suggest our matches on compatibility, and if you reach an agreement between yourselves about sexual activity, you're over 18. That's a matter for you. And bottom line is, Sasha, it's not criminal offence, is it?
Well, it is a criminal offence to profit off prostitution and to incite prostitution. So there is an argument.
And that's what you think this is? You think this is prostitution?
Well, yeah, to a large extent. The whole foundation of it is rich older men and young poor women. And they're paying for companionship. I mean, really, it sounds, I think it was described as posh prostitution earlier, and it sounds not that different from an escort agency, to be honest. And I think young girls in particular are really at risk. And it's pretty damning of our society as a whole. We're never going to have equality. It's like Me Too hasn't even happened when we have sites like this.
In terms of the people who are using these sites, and a lot is made of the men and the women, let's be honest, who are the sugar daddies and the sugar mommies. There are some, and I said there in the introduction, Sasha, that genuinely just want the companionship. Do you buy that?
Well, go on a normal dating site. Obviously, part of it is having that sort of power, having some piece of eye candy you can show off, having power over somebody and hopefully you can get sex off. Go on a normal dating site. There are even sites where they can match you with other high-flying, wealthy individuals. If you really want a proper relationship, it's equal.
In terms of what you'd like to see happen now, what do you want to see happen?
I think they should all be shut down. I think we should get rid of university fees. That's obviously you all greatly reduce them. You had a woman talking about how she's at university and being a sugar baby has opened all these doors. Being at university should be what's opening all your doors. No pun intended. But greatly reducing university fees. Stop austerity. Get women into positions of power where they're making money for themselves. You shouldn't have to be making it off men.
Sasha, appreciate your time. Thanks very much indeed. Sasha
Rakoff
from the site Not Buying It with us this morning on these sugar dating websites.